Dauntless is a game still in development by Phoenix Labs, in which groups of players take on behemoth enemies to gain crafting ingredients to improve their weapons and armor, to take on bigger and badder enemies to get better crafting ingredients, and so on and so forth. If that formula sounds very similar to Monster Hunter and that series, it's because it is, with the developers fully admitting that they have a great appreciation for that series. I'll be spending the next hour or two getting to know this game, getting some first impressions with the help of a whiskey ginger tonight's drink of choice, and then editing down that to just the good stuff. So hey guys, it's Hunt4Games, and thanks to a beta invite by our very own John041065, I've gotten a beta key to check out this game at an early stage. I've been following this game's development for some time, been very excited, and until recently it was kind of like alone in its vision outside of handheld titles to deliver this kind of, I hate to say it, but Monster Hunter experience on a larger platform like the PC. Even with Monster Hunter World now being announced, it will hopefully bring something unique to the table, and most notably, it's going to be free to play, which will definitely at least be a different payment model than Monster Hunter World, which we're very excited about for January. So let's kick it off and we can talk about some of the development team's goals and directions and how we're feeling about the game so far, as well as why my first impressions are in just a short window of time. I'm loving this initial ancestry model where you get to pick two characters and then kind of slide in between how they look between the two. I won't spend too much time on that because we got places to be, but I'm really appreciating the simplicity and yet overall depth that I think we can reach with this kind of model. This is pretty cool. It's a cool system. So I am trying this out with a controller. I love third-person games with a controller format, so I'm kind of hoping that it works. They haven't suggested that it should, and yet all of the controls seem to be working. The bun, the look that says I don't have time to cut the hair, and yet it somehow always looks perfect. We'll skip the rest, but it is cool that they offer us this much flexibility with a system that starts out with just like choosing two ancestors. Really neat. The development team's goal and direction, according to interviews I read a long time ago and have since totally lost, so I can't provide them to you guys, is that they've been hoping to improve upon their beloved Monster Hunter experience and simultaneously bring it to the PC, a platform that has not really been able to experience that kind of game. It's been primarily on consoles and mostly handhelds at that. All right, so we're starting right off here. Very cool. I haven't even selected any kind of options here. We got a quick, so there are no options. I've always wanted to have these, like, you know, tough fight experiences with a group of friends on an easier platform to make that happen. 3DS, PSP, the multiplayer, the online was always kind of difficult, if it was even there at all. Local multiplayer was very successful, but not all of my friends were always in my room. Plus, I can't tell you how cramped some of those control schemes are with a game like Monster Hunter, where, you know, the fine-tuned motions and some of it's almost like Dark Soul-like gameplay, where split-second decisions are crucial to the success of your fight. And I can't tell you how many times I've almost destroyed those consoles, thrown them against the wall because I was so frustrated at my poor performance. And as you may have noticed, this new, like, drink in a game format is kind of new. I've been trying to figure out a way to get back to occasionally showing off and checking out some of the newer games that are coming out in the horizon. There's a ton of new games coming out this time of year, and especially new games that I'm looking forward to in the early 2018. Some of the most fun way to do that is just grab a drink on a Friday night and do a quick little first impressions video. And I've missed doing that kind of thing. I've been trying to think of a name all day. Game in a goblet of beverage. Cocktail in a quest. Oh my god, the music is super intense there. Right triggers run, right? Oh, this guy looks awesome. I'm very excited to check this out. Fool. Oh god. He can really move for a big, like, I thought he was kind of stuck when he did the roll. I'm hoping I can, like, affect his tail. Oh, God. That was jump, not roll. So I will say, I don't know if a drink with this game was the perfect idea. And clearly the crucial response times, and as well as the just fact that I can't pick one of my drink right now. Ow. Probably use one of those health potions. How long do you think that takes? Ah, he rolls away from me very effectively. What is that noise? What are you doing? Oh, I gotta regenerate a little bit of my stamina here. I wasn't even over there, dude. There we go. I seem to have staggered him or something. There, now I can just wail on him. The connection, the visceral impact of my weapons feels pretty good. So he's getting a little, he's definitely getting wounded because he's a little slower to react. Oh, oh, oh! I just knocked his tail clean off. I had heard that some stuff like that could happen. I was hoping that would happen. But it was still really shocking when it actually did. This is what I'm really excited about with this game, and what got me interested in the first place was the ways you can like impact the battle by just directly affecting what they have available as monsters. You know, like chopping off a tail. Okay, but that doesn't. It's not. He's not defenseless now. He just goes. So it affects how he attacks me too. He's got some stomps now that he's been more proactive with. His little front hands, I basically didn't even know were there. Still does his little like roll leaf thing. Definitely wounded. Definitely wounded. Coming in. Oh, he's starting to flash. Yes! That may seem like I'm overreacting a little bit, but that felt really good. For like the first fight in the game. Now obviously this is, I think beta. I have a beta key, so I think it's beta. And a lot of this might change. I'm also incredibly fantastic with S++ ranking. Team ranking is freaking incredible. Alright, so it's going to show me a little bit about the weapon upgrade process.
Good luck, Slayer.
Great intro to the game. Some games kind of throw you right into the crafting system. A little too early, and I become a bit intimidated trying to learn all about it right away. This is nice because they're just like, here's a freebie. Make you see what's going on with that without stressing out too much. I do get stressed. I get super stressed about crafting systems. They can be very complicated, very complex. And when they're integral to my progress, sometimes I'm like, I just can't. It's too much.
Behemoth beware Borman blades.
So I've got this this quest to see, buddy. All right, so here we go. So we could upgrade the sword, but to be honest, I kind of want to upgrade something I haven't used. What do you think, hammer or chain blades? I mean, chain blades just sounds pretty cool. But so does my mighty hammer. Sweet. So I mean, this game doesn't bog me down in details too quickly. It's definitely saying just stuff like, here's how the systems work. Spend like 2 seconds looking at it. And then why don't you just go kill some freaking monsters. I'm gonna try and group up with some other people to do that. I'm hoping it's not that complicated. I had two options, do it solo or in a group. I just clicked in a group. We'll see how that goes. You might be asking, dude, there's no way in an hour or two that you can possibly get a feel for a whole game, and you're not wrong. So like, why am I approaching it this way? Two reasons. One, Steam's new policy of being able to return a game if you absolutely hate it within 2 hours has kind of set that window as a period of time I should be able to understand whether or not I like a game. And I know this isn't a Steam release, at least not yet, but still, I should have a general idea, I think, in a game if I'm going to possibly even like it within 2 hours. Second of all, after 2 hours of these drinks, I'm not going to be much use to anybody for recording anything. But they are good. I mean, I feel like we should be past the days where it's like, oh, after you played this game for a solid 50 hours, it really opens up. Final Fantasy XIV has that problem. The beginning can be a little slow. And you hear this kind of phrases a lot where people are like, just get to 30, just get to 50, then you'll start having fun. That's not a good game model. Come on, I should be having fun immediately. Also, where is my hunt? Speaking of having fun immediately. Oh. I found a hunt. I found a hunt. I wonder if they know I'm using a controller. Oh, I kind of was hoping I'd like fly in or something. And I appear to have just appeared. Appear to have appeared. It's a very visually appealing game. I mean, I love these little woods I'm running through. Oh. Are those trees shaking in the wind or because of an enemy down here? The wind. So do I want to test whether or not this is going to hurt me if I fall? Kinda. Not if you roll. Not if you roll when you hit the ground. Is that him? Is that... It looks like... I was really excited to do this with another player. Okay, so there's some controls. If you hold back, you can see some controls. Elemental Blast, Reload, Sprinting, Escape Blast, Arrow Strike into a ground combo. Also, this thing doesn't seem very concerned about me. Movement, dodge, interact, jump. So some stuff that I already learned. Okay, it finally realized I was here. Oh, very cool. XX. And then sprinting YY. That is cool. This hammer is sweet. I think I have to reload it every once in a while. Ow. I'm not really sure how that works. So I appear to have lost all my charges. Oh, there's a hammer reload. Oh, this is going to be cool. It's got the God of War style. Gears of War. Not God of War. Reload thing where you've got like a second where you reload for like enhanced effectiveness. Okay, okay. Me and Pocatea. So I think if I do some weights. I got him in midair. You suck. I'm not really sure I'm doing a ton of damage with that. Where are you going? Pocatea! Onward! See, now what I do appreciate about this game is that it gets you right into the action. I'm fighting these giant big things. It's a lot of fun. Different weapon types. Clearly, movement is very important. It's very different for each weapon type. All the things people love about the Monster Hunter series, and probably a little bit more. Especially with like ways you can break enemies' tails and stuff. I don't know what we can do with this guy. Get back down here. What I'm concerned about is with the games like this, Monster Hunter, you can at least, you have those periods. Oh, look, he's getting wounded. Where you're hunting shitty things. It's not always super stressful. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I appreciate the times when, ow, you're not 100% focused on what you're doing. I worry that in this game I'll never have that moment where I can take a second and grab my drink. And I guess if I let Pocatea do all the work. I'm concerned about the genre in general, but this game is still very early in development. I don't know what will be involved in this crafting and how much of other resources are required besides just the ones we can get from these big baddies. I really got to get involved. Yes! But see, that one, I had no idea he was near death. Besides this big gaping wound on the side, which I think got a little bigger. I wasn't really sure how we were doing. Good work. He has most parts broken. My rank was A that time, not Ness, so the hammer is not my thing, apparently. But team is S+, so I guess, did Pocatea bring us up? There we go. So now I can try these dual blades. But yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of questions about the long-term goals of this game. I have done enough research to see some of the cooler, harder fights and ways that they improve. They take similar boss models and then they add a layer of complexity that wasn't there before. Say we had that owl thing. Next time, it'll have a spiked tail or can truly fly or something like that. And that allows them to kind of branch out in fights that we've sort of seen before, but keep them interesting and fresh. And I love that. What I'm curious about is the overall model and focus of the game. And is it just boss fight after boss fight, improving gear to get to the next hardest boss fight, with nothing else involved? Some people love that. I'm not sure it'll hold my attention forever. A lot of MMO gear improvement, and what keeps me coming back to those games, is that there's other reasons for me to do that, if that makes sense. There's story missions, or housing, or land ownership, all sorts of stuff. So I'll be curious to see what this game brings to the table in terms of that. Is it just these fights? In that case, it's a fun game. I can already see I'll have a ton of fun with this, and definitely be playing it whenever it's released. Whether it holds my interest long term or not, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I love the idea of being able to grab a group of friends and say like, hey, do you want to go hunt the Gnasher? But I'm also curious how different level gaps, how that affects things. If my friend hops in and has only fought a few things, he's got very low level armor. We're probably going to have to fight easier things, I would think. Does that mean I'm going to destroy them? And he doesn't even have to really do anything? Because that kind of balance between different tiers of levels and armor and playtime, essentially, is crucial for me, because I often have a lot of friends that have either played way more or way less than I have. I'm usually on both sides of that. Obviously, as always, I'm curious to see what you're thinking about this game, whether you've played it or not. I think most people can get a good idea about how they feel about this sort of model just by checking out some videos. Although I will say that after having played it, the visceral impact, the feeling of the different weapons and how different they feel is impressive, and I appreciate it. It looks like I got some people. Psycho Panda, Shalador Sin. We ride. Let's go find this guy, dude. What's my red bar now? Okay, so there's another bar underneath. Chain fling. Okay, so I got some range on this one. Blade spin. Clearly some more difficult combos. RB pull, RB push. No idea what that means. We'll find out. And again, if I can compare it to Monster Hunter, one of my problems with Monster Hunter is that while the weapons feel incredibly different, after playing with them for a few hours, you realize the extent of their combos and basically how far you're going to get in terms of depth. Sure, you'll get better with those weapons as time goes on, but I was always kind of sad that there wasn't more complexity. It's why I always kind of fell towards the horn, because you also could like learn these almost like spell-like move sets that were different with each horn, and I really loved that. Do we now want to kill this thing yet? Everyone seems to want to like harvest. And again, I have no way to communicate with these people, I assume. If I do, I feel bad for not knowing that. And we might all have some different goals in mind, like how much do we harvest before we start fighting this guy? I don't know the answer to that. It also just feels a little out of place that we came to kill this Gnasher, and we see the Gnasher, and we're all like picking flowers. It just doesn't really feel normal, right? So, stupid. There is a general chat. There's a type chat box. Psycho Panda's stuck. Oh my god. Okay, so when I equip, you know, these things, I also burn through so much. XXXYX? My stamina, I'm burning through that. Charge off after this guy. Oh, so he does the same stomp move, but now he's all red and he does it a bunch of times. Oh, yeah, I saw the last one coming. I was like, how are these guys not dodging this move? I mean, he's harder, but in cool ways. It's a very similar monster, but his movesets are just slightly more complicated. Let's see if we can revive this guy. Oh, we got him. Terran guy. Look, Tarnik's got some like really cool sword going on. So I build up the blue bar. Every time I fill up the blue bar, I get another red square, and I can use the red square to do my like charge in attack. It makes so much sense. I don't know. Oh, is that like healing? I don't know how you got that, but that's really neat. I'm just trying to do that one as much as I possibly can. Where's he going? This guy sounds as exhausted as I feel. I have to say though, if nothing else, I do get that raw thrill, that adrenaline rush of this guy is just gonna go down. And you're fighting these big monsters. I know there's gonna be something even bigger. It feels great. Yeah, I got wrecked there. I saw it coming too. But that's the thing, is you can totally understand your mistakes. Some games I don't understand my mistakes. Yeah, get in the ground. Get on the ground. Yes! Yes! I did it. Why are we looking at Tarnik? I was the one. It was me. It said that I was an A, but I felt more like what I was an S. Anyways, guys, that was Dauntless. It feels pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. In all seriousness. This has been tons of fun. I would totally boot this up again. I'd continue playing this past my recording of this video. How do I leave this group? Because this is a question I have. I'm in this group. I don't want to be in this group. I do, but I want to be done. I'm done, guys. That was fun. That was a good time. This has been a ton of fun. I hope you enjoyed my video of Dauntless. The first, still come up with a name, but quest and a cocktail. I'm not really sure. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Definitely look at Dauntless if you haven't before. If it seems like your type of game, quality-wise, I've been very impressed, especially considering it's beta of, I believe, an early access game. They've got a lot more they want to add to it. The development process has been amazing. I love their reaction, their feelings towards the Monster Hunter franchise. For instance, Monster Hunter World was announced. Their first reaction was, that's amazing. I would love to see more games in this space on the PC. I'd love to expand the genre even further. They love games. They love this type of game. They want to see more. And that's a great mindset of a developer. Let me know in the comments what you think of Dauntless, if you've played it. Even if you haven't, if you've just been kind of interested in Dauntless and checking it out. Check out the Twitch stream on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One of these nights we'll probably check out Dauntless now that I have it available on the beta. Thanks for checking this video out. Let me know what you think of Dauntless, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, you should totally think about subscribing. I've got videos coming out twice a week, and if you like this one, there's at least a chance you'll like some of the others that are very similar to this, so live dangerously. Let me know what you guys thought about the video in the comments and other videos you'd like to see. And finally, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Huntin for Games to keep up with all the latest stuff. See ya.